In this project, you're going to open up Adobe Animate CC 2015. When it first opens up, you're going to go to Html5 Canvas. You'll see it like this, or you can go to File, Open, Browse Bridge, and you should be able to see these things that come up. HTML5, you're going to see the canvas here. At the top corner, you can fit it to the window so you can see everything. You can see it in different sizes, and you can center it with this button. Now, before we get into any of the other tools, at the bottom you'll see a timeline very similar to what we saw in Photoshop. On the right-hand side, you'll see all these tools. What I like to do is hit this little button up top here to collapse the icons or to stretch it out a little bit to get two columns, a little bit easier to see. You'll see that right here where it says Properties, whatever tool you click on, you get properties for that tool. We're going to use the regular brush tool here. You'll see the size options here, the different kind of brushes, and the smoothing at the bottom is along with the color of the brush. Down here at the timeline, you'll see your first frame. You can click on your first frame and begin to draw. When you draw, you can draw a little line like that as an example. Now you can draw anything you want for this project. We're going to do frame by frame. You go to the next frame. When you go to the next frame here on the timeline, you're going to right click and say Insert Blank Keyframe. Once you go to Insert Blank Keyframe, you're ready to draw. Again, the only problem is you can't see the old one that's on there. So down at the bottom here, you'll see a button that says Onion Skin Option. You can hit Option, Shift, and O to get to that. And when you do it, you'll see two little frames come up here on the top. And what that lets you do is let you see the frame before. You see it looks kind of grayed out up there. I'm going to zoom in over here with this little mountain button, kind of make that bigger so you can see both right now, right? So we can see the back one and the one that we're on. So now you're going to go back up to it and draw, and this time you're going to draw it slightly different, right? Then go to the next one, right click, Insert Blank Keyframe, same thing again, except this time I only need to see the last frame. So I'm just going to pull this back like that so I can only see the last frame. So now I'm going to draw this one again. Draw it slightly different. And each time you're going to do the same thing. Right click on the next frame, insert blank keyframe. Try to kind of draw it. It's going to be a little shaky. That's okay for this project, not a big deal, and draw it a little bit different. So when you play this back now, when you hit the play button and you play it back, see it starts to move? So the idea here is that you're going to create something that begins to move and change and warp into something and becomes something else. The only other option for you here is you can go on a frame like this one. Take the black arrow at the top on the toolbar, select the piece, which it already is selected when you click on the frame. You see it selects the whole piece. Right click on it, copy it, go to the next frame, right click, insert blank keyframe first, and then right click, paste in place. And by doing that, so now this one and this one are exactly the same. You basically copied frame 4 here into frame 5 by doing that, and now I can just add to it. So I can go into here with that brush tool again, and then just add the little piece to it, right? So again, just to show you, you go to this one, the one they just drew, select it, right, by just going like this with the black arrow, right click, copy it, go to the next frame, insert blank keyframe, and then right click and paste in place. And then go back to your brush, add a little something to it. Alright, and so now as you go through this, see it starts to kind of build and play on itself. So I want you to create a 150 frame animation to create something. Things can stay on the screen, they don't have to disappear with each one. But I want to see how creative you can be in making a flip book, basically a 150 frame animation using this technique.